Hi everyone, and welcome to another session of Davos Lodge. My name is Nicholas Kyriakides. I am the executive president of the Cyprus Forum. This session examines one of the most strategically complex regions in the world, the East Med and the Middle East. And we're seeing shifting alliances, infrastructure corridors, energy transitions, and accelerating technological interdependence, all unfolding amid significant political uncertainty. And the central question is whether the region is moving towards genuine convergence economically and technologically, or whether fragmentation will continue to dominate. And to explore this, I'm joined by two voices bringing complementary perspectives. Mr. Platon Lemonopoulos, CEO at Robot Drones from Greece, and Francois Farjallah, who is an angel investor actively engaged in emerging technologies and cross-border investments. We have around 25 minutes, and I'll ask each of you 2-3 questions, and maybe then we can have a free discussion for 5 minutes as well. I'll start with you, Francois. From an investor perspective, where do you see real cross-border technological cooperation and interdependence emerging beyond policy announcements?
Thank you for the introduction, and thank you for the question. Maybe I can start with the paradox today, right? Back in the first half of 2025, where the world was focusing on the conflict, all the headlines were focusing on the conflict in the region. We saw a 5-year record M&A deals in the MENA region. We saw 233 deals representing more than $45 billion that were exchanged cross-border. So the paradox and the question that we will have to address today is, how do we reconcile the geopolitical volatility with the amount of capital that we see on the ground going into the region? And the answer is, where we see technological interdependence forming, rather than where we see the political rhetoric pointing. So where do we see them forming? I can maybe paint for you 3 pictures. Picture number 1 is the AI infrastructure race. Back in November 2025, the US Department of Commerce approved the export of up to 70,000 NVIDIA chips that are going to support projects in Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So if we look at the scale of what does that represent, the UAE will be building a 5 gigawatt AI data center campus. And Saudi Arabia, through a company called Humane, are aiming also for 1.9 gigawatt by 2030, and aiming to go up to 6.6 by 2034. So we can see the region is becoming a major AI compute hub for the emerging markets, where you see Asia and Africa will be connecting. So this is where we see the region is building, not purchasing only the technology. Picture number 2 is really on the fintech side, when we see the fintech shift. McKinsey projects that 35% annual growth in regional fintech through 2028 will be from that region, versus only 15% globally. And 1 to 2% of the net banking income is generated from fintech in the MENA region, where it is from 3 to 5% from the UK and the US. So you can see the potential where you can get to the same levels as in the UK and in the US. So here's what conversions look like on the ground. And this also touches a subject for Greece, because there's a UAE firm, a UAE VC firm called Iliad. They managed to raise 50 million. They made a deal of $50 million with 3 major Greek banks: National Bank of Greece, Eurobank, and Piraeus Bank. So this is actually the first VC investment that we see from Greece into MENA region. So that's a two-way corridor that is forming between the Mediterranean and the Gulf. And the third picture is really where energy and technology are merging. That's the fusion between the two. There was one deal that happened in 2025 that was so enormous that we cannot put on the side. And this was when Borealis and OMV, they acquired 64% of a company called Borouge, which is backed by ADNOC, for $16.5 billion. So chemicals and technology together, they drove 67% of cross-border deal value. So this tells us something very fundamental. The energy transition is fusing with the technology economy. Data centers, they need massive power, and they need also massive cooling. So the digital economy runs on physical energy systems, and this fusion creates value chains that didn't exist 5 years ago. So these are what I can see today.
Okay. And on the other hand, sorry, I'll continue for another 2 questions, and then I'll come to you, Platon. Which sectors do you think remain investable despite geopolitical risk, and which are not? For example, there is a discussion now, especially in Cyprus, regarding the GSI connecting Cyprus to Israel, and then Cyprus to Crete, and then onwards to Europe, electricity-wise, and because of geopolitical risk that is currently blocked. What are your views about this subject?
Not every sector survives volatility. Mm-hmm. The most important sectors that really can survive is where you have local or domestic drive. So first we can look at the digital infrastructure. So we spoke about the data centers, and these are and will always be part of the vision these countries will have locally. So they will continue on prospering despite the geopolitical uncertainty. KKR, for example, announced a $5 billion investment plan in that field. So this holds because it serves domestic transformation agendas, like the Vision 2030 we've seen in Saudi Arabia. Another thing is also coming back to the fintech, because but only fintech that is serving the local markets. We see, Egypt or Saudi Arabia, a huge amount of transfers are now digital. We're talking about above 70%. We're talking about more than 70% of the population also becoming digital in Egypt. So these will always grow. And third, real estate. When you look at PropTech and the local demand, and you see many examples on that. You have Property Finder, for example, they raised 525 million from Permira and Blackstone. So real estate anchors locally. These plays, they connect to domestic development programs, like as well the Saudi vision. Now, when we talk about the corridor, because the corridor that was opened between Greece and the MENA region through this venture capital and the investment as limited partners of the Greek banks, what you mentioned, I believe, is more sensitive to the geopolitical risk than what I have just mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Turning to you, Platon, and I think your sector actually thrives when there is volatility. And tell us your thoughts about the use of technology in defense. What are the alliances created, and what are the prospects of developing defense technologies, especially drones, in the countries of the ISMED, Greece, Cyprus, Israel, Egypt, and so on?
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Platon Lemonopoulos. My company is the Robot Drone Future Developments. We are specialized in the new technology. Okay, and what is new technology, for my belief now? It's what coming very, very fast is the drone technology about the defense. Okay, the drones and the AI systems, it will be the robotics, of course, it will be the future, a very fast future, which is coming very, very fast. Okay, and we will see it coming. Also, we see it now in the front lines all over. It's with the drones flying from the heads of the military staff. Thousands of people killed already by drones. Okay,
and it's even present, not future. Present and future.
Present and future, yeah. But in the future, it will be connected with the robotics and AI tools, and this it will be the worst. Sorry, I'm saying like this, but it will be the worst situation. If somebody, it will be in a war between two countries. Okay, so we have a difficult situation in the Mediterranean area. Okay, I think Mediterranean was the center of the world. Okay, now it's changing the centers, but Mediterranean is one of the world most complicated crisis area to be deal with. So one very good deal was with Greece, Cyprus, and Israel. My opinion is that they do the best things they can do. You know, there are three of them that are small countries. They want to protect themselves, okay, from the other, which is very close of them. Okay, many countries are against them. Some countries are friendly countries. Okay, not everybody, but. I think the three of our countries mostly want to defense. We don't have opinions to go to conquer another country, you understand? So this is the deal was to be more stronger, and my opinion is that it was a good deal. What we have to specialize from now on with these three countries together is about the new technology, the robotics, the drones technology. I'm speaking again about drones, because let me give you one small example. I can throw one drone from here, okay, now, today, okay, from this outside, from this balcony, and sending 30 kilometers, one very small drone, okay, 1,000, 1,500 euro, and hit a target specific in an area of 10 centimeters. You understand how it's crazy world we will be living in the future, you know. And this is the most difficult situation which the defense of all the countries will face in the future, you know. Even now, if one terrorist organization is very, very dangerous, you know, if this kind of technology go in their heads. So we'll face this in the close future, you know. We'll see some things that is coming, you know, because it's very easy to be built, okay? Yes. You need the technology, and even one very small country, even with Cyprus, if she is specialized with this technology and be strong and be better for another country, you can be the winner even in 100 million country, you understand me? Because now is the technology of the defense which will make the difference.
Yes.
Okay? And the robotics, which also will come in very, very fast. We'll have robots in our houses. We'll see, I think already existed, it will be robots also for a war environment, okay? So this is some very crisis situation which will face the most of the countries of the world. And the country which will be will understand it faster and move more faster to this kind of technology, it will defend itself and for the war of the future situation, or if another country try to invade there or to do problem with them.
What is the current state of play between the East Med countries in terms of military technology? I mean, at what stage is Turkey? How well prepared is Greece?
Yes, as we see, Greece and Cyprus now have very good steps. We are in good position, you know. Israel, of course, is a little bit much better in this kind of technology.
Yeah.
But it's good that we relate it together, so we'll help each other to be more stronger, you know, for the future. Of course, in other countries like, as we know, Turkey is very strong of the drone systems, okay? But we are following fastly and we are moving fast, so that is good for our defense, okay? We are a European country, NATO country, we don't want to invade anyone, just we want to be live and protect ourselves and live in our lives and families in our places, you know.
Yeah. Francois, do you have any views on military technology, how it's developing? And as an angel investor, do you have any restrictions whether to invest in military technology? Or do you see it as, someone could say that, military technologies could be something that would also, bring peace, because if it is used for defense purposes, then it will be, a tool for peace. How do you see all this?
Last year's World Economic Forum risk report, the number one risk on that list was what? Was armed conflict. And I don't think that this year it will change much. This tells you, and when you look around and you see around the continents, everyone is looking at defense, everyone is looking at having the edge over the other one. I think this sector definitely is growing. Now, at the level of angel investing, normally you focus on technology that is more for construction rather than destruction.
Yes.
So without having something written by saying, ideologically I'm against it, it's by nature you don't go there. You just go towards the young entrepreneurs from Switzerland that are focusing on technology and focusing on creating a solution for an existing problem rather than creating a problem, if I might say this.
Yeah, actually, on a positive note, someone could say, is the Board of Peace announced by President Trump, and he was actually presenting it half an hour ago. And actually, he said that I'm a real estate guy, and it's an amazing piece of land, and there are many real estate opportunities. It depends, and it will show how it will develop and whether lasting peace will exist in that area. But
it has to exist. Lasting peace, it has to remain.
Yes.
I don't think the world can afford a world war. And even though we are flirting with it every day, or we see it so sensitive, but I think the world cannot afford it, and I think it will be avoided by all costs.
Platon, do you see defense technology as a tool for war or as a tool for peace?
No, the defense technology, it's the word defense. The word defense means defense, this is the most important,
Yes.
You will use the defense, for my opinion, okay, to defend yourself, firstly,
Yes.
okay. But there can be some people, they will use the tools to As we see already in some, in Ukraine and Russia war, they use technology, both of them, hardly they're killing people, thousands of
When
people.
were drones used for the first time, actually, in the war?
The drones is almost 10 years, starting more fastly, but the war in Ukraine with Russia put this kind of technology to go very, very fast.
Yes, so 2-3 years ago, Max, and it's developing.
Of course, it's 10 years the drone existed, but before it was mostly to make videos,
Yeah, but it's very interesting what you said and how powerful, the use of drones could be and change.
It is already now powerful, but it will be very, very powerful because the technology changes every month.
Yes.
Now it's 20, 30 kilometers. In 2 months, it will be 50 kilometers to hit the target.
Yeah.
In 1 year, it will be 100 kilometers. It's crazy how fast it goes. And listen, when it will be combined with AI tools, so to have with the GPS or with the RF systems, to have a target 100 kilometers for you, and to making your tablet here, hit the target, and start it alone without an operator, without the Google glasses, nothing, and with the AI way to hit the target, it will be a very, very dangerous period of time. It will happen very fast.
And on this basis, maybe on an international level, on a global level, we should discuss, restrictions like we did with nuclear. It's extremely powerful. And what will happen to the?
But even if you discuss it, you can discuss everything, but you have to control it. The system is to find an anti-drone, which is also very difficult because everybody speaks anti-drone. It's easy. It's not easy. If you have a swarms, 100 drones, 50 drones, 30 drones, also is a strategic ways of flying a drone. You understand? You don't need to go up and go. It's ways you go down, and they can find you the radars or any system or a system which can throw down the drone. You understand? But this is what we'll face in the future, and we have to invest to this technology and drone and anti-drone.
Invest in this technology and stop wasting, let's say, money on the traditional means of
Listen, if I tell you that if you have one tank for 30 million euro, I want to say, you can blow up with one drone of 1,000 euro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Why should a country keep?
It need to have something to move your military stuff, maybe. Or if the other country don't have.
Why should you need military stuff? Anyway?
Sorry?
Why should you have military stuff anyway?
But it needed. Now in the future maybe we'll have robots.
Yes.
I'm sure we'll have robots making the fight, and then you say, you win. This is your country. No, it's not a joke. It will happen very fast.
Yes.
But the human hand already, even with a drone, it needed. Maybe in 20 years, maybe it will not need it. Robot do everything alone, but we don't know now.
Okay. Do you want to add anything else, Francois?
No, I can definitely confirm the fact that technology has gone so far, so fast, and it's still the beginning only. Exactly. And once the AI will be applied to robotics.
This is difficult.
Okay, that was a really interesting panel. I was very glad to have you, the angel on my right side and the devil, let's say, from the left side. But
no, we do it for defense. The word is defense first. If you don't have defense, you don't have peace. You understand?
Exactly. I tend to agree. Okay, thank you
both,
both,
you very much.
And thanks everyone.